Moving on to Saturday's side of things. Obviously, this will be Derby Day. There are going to be 3 grade 2s that we are not going to talk about here. Those will be races 5, 6, and 7. So make sure you check those out, maybe on Twitter if we have something there, or I'm pretty sure wherever the Derby is, not on NBC, but I think it's on USA or something beforehand. These races will be on there, but we're going to be focusing only on the 5 grade 1s we do have on Derby Day. And starting off with the grade 1 Churchill Downs Stakes. We are going 7 furlongs on the dirt. This is for 4-year-olds and up, with a pretty purse of an even $1 million. Raider Jim, I'll give you the first crack at this one, the grade 1 Churchill Downs Stakes.
Yeah, I went up and down on this one, and I can tell you that I just can't get past the morning line favorite of 3-1, number 7 Mindframe. Great post draw for this horse. Going to have a nice position right there at 3-1. This is trained by Todd Pletcher. Irad Ortiz is going to be riding, and you can never go wrong with that combination. After that, I like the number 10 horse at 4-1, Bob Baffert trained, and Nisus is the name of the horse. Bob Baffert trained, Flavien Prat's going to ride. My only concern is a more than long layoff for this horse. It's been over a year since this horse has been on the track in competitive spirit like this. However, if you look back, this horse has got speed to spare. And if Bob has this horse trained, ready to go, and he thinks it's good enough to step out into a grade 1, guess what? This horse is good enough to step out onto a grade 1, and you got the jockey, the perfect jockey. Anytime you have Irad Ortiz and Flavien Prat going head-to-head on a track, it's going to be a good race. Then I like number 2 Banishing at 5-1. Not a bad value there. Came in second the last time out. Banishing, a nice horse. I'm not too sure about the post position on this one, but we'll have to do a little bit of work. Can probably find some position on that one. Jose Ortiz, Irad's brother, is going to be riding that one. After that, there is a horse at 7-2 on the outside, number 11 Mulliken, but it's for some reason, it's like one of those horses we saw on the Friday card. Yeah, I couldn't pencil it out enough for me to say, yeah, I'm going to put that one on there. For sentimental sakes, and I try to not bet sentimental, but there was a day number 3 would have been on my ticket, Bookham Dano. At 8-1, you still get a good value, but Bookham Dano, 2025 is not the Bookham Dano for a couple of years back. A little more inconsistency even through 2024. Still worth a look, still has some speed, and guess what? Last time out, ended up in the winner's circle.
Yeah, I start with Nisus. I know Mindframe is the morning line favorite and you know, definitely should be, but Nisus is a horse that, I mean, you mentioned it, a very long layoff. But I mean, it only ran 2 races in 2023, then took 4 months off, 5 months off, 4 months off. And then ran in February, ran a 105, and then we didn't see this horse again. Very, very long layoff, but just listen to this, 10.5, 9, and 7.5. Those are the lengths this horse has won by in its first 3 races. Obviously, one was a maiden special weight, but the last 2 were grade 3s on the West Coast, as you mentioned. Probably a little bit of East Coast bias here. And then another thing that I like to do sometimes when I am splitting hairs, I was looking at Mulliken and I saw, Flavien Prat, and then looked and I said, oh no, well, you know, Flavien Prat has been aboard, but we got Luis Saez today or on Saturday, which is fine. Luis Saez is a very, very good jockey, great backup to Flavien Prat. But in my mind, I always go, okay, well, Flavien Prat must have chose Nisus over Mulliken. You have to imagine that Mulliken's connections wanted Flavien Prat aboard. Flavien Prat said, you know what? Who gives me the best chance to win? It's Nisus. So I always like to kind of give the edge there. So Mulliken very well could get in there if this horse does run in this race. But again, I think Nisus, even with that extra value, I think that East Coast bias, we can really take advantage here. And then I do like Mindframe. The only reason that I'm kind of steering away from this horse, not a great time last time out, still ran very well, got the win, won by, a length plus, but was, 1-10 on the tote board when that went off and only ran in 96. And of course, I say only tongue in cheek, but it's Derby weekend, folks. I very, very intrigued to see Mindframe get back and see if it can get back into the triple digits. Obviously, even last year in the Belmont and the Haskell, really, if it wasn't for Dornoch, we'd be talking about Mindframe in a very different light after last year. Might have even seen this horse run in the Classic, but finished second both times. Could be an opportunity here. Now, I do have also Banishing. Probably the best speed figures of anyone consistently. The last 5 runs have all been triple digits or better, all in some very interesting races, or at least grade 3s up going forward. And the other part too, this is kind of a Churchill veteran. This will be run number 6 for Banishing on the Churchill dirt. And then I have 2 kind of underdogs or, long shots. Just give them a look. That's all I'm asking. And the first one is number 6. It's Extra Anejo. You got Stephen Asmussen and Joel Rosario aboard. This is a horse that cost $1.3 million as a yearling at auction. Unfortunately, hasn't lived up to the hype, but last time out in the Commonwealth ran very, very well and got the win. Ran in 97 at 4-1. Again, I'm kind of using my own thoughts against me here because it was Flavien Prat aboard. Flavien Prat will not be aboard here. I'm trying to figure out where he is. I would assume. Oh yeah, Nisus. I already talked about that. Duh. So Flavien Prat had 3 choices here. Extra Anejo was not one of them, but at 12-1 and the hype that this horse has, I do eventually think this horse is going to flip the switch. Might be an opportunity to make a little bit of money on it. And finally, look, the 9 horse, Hear Me Song. Last time out was dreadful. Ran a 71 in that Commonwealth that I talked about with Extra Anejo. Was really bad. 13.5 lengths off the lead, but was essentially 20-1 in that race. So what were we expecting? But before that, this horse was running a 100, 101, and a 91 in ungraded, and the last one was a graded stakes race. 30-1, all I'm saying, give them a look. Maybe you like something. I don't quite understand that number. I think 20, 15-1 would probably be a little better, but maybe a little bit of an overreaction to the last time out in the Commonwealth. So again, just kind of throwing a flare up there to go check that horse out there. So